Welcome, everybody. I'm Lucia with Boss Ladies on the Record, and today we have the pleasure of sitting down with the brilliant director, Missy Greenberg, behind the short film Slut in Training. Joining her are two incredible actors from the film, Tanya Ross and Jordan Carlson. So we're going to dive into the story, the creative process, and what it was like to bring this unique project to life. So, Missy, what inspired the title Slut in Training? Is it a reclamation of a stereotype, or does it explore a deeper narrative?
It was one night when I was talking to my girlfriend who's single, and she was telling me about her date that she was on and kind of the thought process that she had versus what she was expecting from the man across the table. And so some of the things that she told me I thought were kind of ridiculous and absurd. And I'm like, you know what? This would come out as a great short film.
I love that. So, what creative influences helped shape the style or the direction of this project?
I made all my actresses before they audition watched Lars and the Real Girl, and then also Raising Arizona. It was kind of a cross between those absurd tones with an inflatable man.
There is an inflatable man in the film. Very important. And what was, for the actresses, can you guys tell me a little bit about your favorite moment on set?
Well, the inflatable man, who is my boyfriend, he was my absolute favorite part. And being able to kiss him, fix his thong, that was my favorite. Thank you.
Amazing. Jordan, do you have a really great moment on set that you remember, or any challenges that you faced and how you guys got over them while filming?
Oh, so I loved being able to interact with Fernando, is his name. That was amazing. Just all of the different takes. And because from a comedy perspective, there's so much that you can also do with that. And he was such a nice supporting actor as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you girls feel that this role pushed you out of your comfort zone in any way, or do you feel like you relate to the characters that you played?
I can relate. I have to relate to it somehow, for me to put a little bit of myself in there and be authentic. So, yes. And I don't normally act like that, but I wanted it so bad because I wanted to be the one, to be that person to empower women, and accept being a slut.
Amazing. What about you, Jordan?
So I'm originally from the Midwest, and despite the fact that I don't feel like I am that character, I definitely know people who are that person, and I thought that being from that area and knowing a lot of people that I thought were very much like my character, that I could take what I knew and be really honest about it and do that character justice in a way that didn't make her like an archetype, because we all know we've all seen the very timid, meek character, but bringing that into life in a way that's more full-bodied, I guess.
For sure. And what's next for you after Slut in Training? Any new projects, any sequels that we should be looking out for?
Well, I'm working on another short film. It's in post right now, but it's rated G, not rated R. There is talk of possibly a sequel and possibly a spin-off podcast.
Okay, amazing. A Slut in Training podcast.
Yes.
I will definitely be tuning into that. So, do you think there's a message that you would like the audience to take away from the whole of the film, an underlying message?
Yes, but I think you all need to watch it in order to capture that message.
Amazing. All right. Did you hear that? You guys have to go watch the movie if you want to find out what the message is. And a question for the actresses: what is a slut to you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think there's the traditional, like the version that you can see in a dictionary, but I think that also it's a word that stands for just being, I think like Missy was saying, empowered to just do whatever you want and be very sex positive, to be honest.
It's amazing. And for you, Tanya?
And owning it, and my friends and I call each other slut. because it's just we we own it. It's just an empowerment, like they said, and it takes it away from that negative connotation from people, so that they can't use it against you in a negative way. Because if when you empower something and you own it, they can't use it against you.
That's amazing. Do you think that like the new generations have kind of helped open way to have girls reclaim that title?
Yes, and I think even in my generation, I think as a mom, I think because I was brought up with that shame and guilt, now I don't do that to my children. In fact, if anything, I want them to come into themselves, into their own. So I think we've also learned as moms, and our children are, you know, they're very, out there, and they're happy, and I'm glad. And I think it has a lot to do with our generation helping them.
That's amazing. And Missy, you have a daughter. Is there anything like one piece of advice that you would want your daughter as a female to kind of take away from all of your experiences for her journey in this world?
Yeah, I do have a 10-year-old daughter. She's not seen the film yet. When she turns 18, she's allowed. I think it's more of giving her that permission and empowering herself um, to move forward as a woman and not apologize for what she wants.
So we were talking a little bit behind the scenes about some of the challenges that women face today and in all the generations and the history. What do you think is one of the things that women have really had to like break through and kind of stray away from that's been holding them down in some ways?
Yeah, I think as a woman and as a young teenager, even, it's like we have all these societal pressures of what people are expecting from us, and whether it's like getting married and then having kids. Why aren't you having kids if you're not, having them or raising them? And then also career-wise, like we have so many expectations on us that I think we need to give ourselves permission to say no to what doesn't work for you. And I think that in itself is a long journey of finding that happiness and that balance, and also just really not. It's also changing the narrative in your head, right? Mm-hmm. Like I think it's what we've grown up with and what informs us, and then also what we are able to accept for ourselves and make us happy on those lines.
For sure. And for the actresses, do you feel that this project kind of helped you become more confident and reclaim the power of like sluttiness and being a woman and femininity and breaking from these roles that you kind of said where female is mother, where it could female also means like being very sensual and being very open?
Yes, it really it helped me to be a lot more open and feel sexy and feel confident and good about it and be okay with it, and give myself permission and loving it, enjoying it. So, yes.
That's amazing. For you, Jordan?
So I think, yes, definitely. It was interesting playing a character that starts out not really giving herself any permission or anything. She's very just like even physically, you see it in the film, tucked away and protecting herself constantly. So being able to play a character and have that transition, not just as a character, but also as an actor, from going from that position to then becoming your own person and leaving, having like let go of that version of yourself.
And the last thing for Missy, when you were writing these characters that are kind of polar opposite but come together in a way and find so many relatable places, did you ever feel that maybe writing it was challenging? Kind of angel and devil on one shoulder, like a very societally traditional girl and somebody who's kind of been very confident and extroverted with it. What do you think the biggest challenge was when writing these characters?
Oh, maybe putting too much of myself in all of them. Like I saw myself in both characters at one point in my life, and so I guess that wasn't the biggest challenge. The challenge was trying to tell a full story in under 5 minutes. Of like is this a beginning, middle, and end as a writer? And also, is this fucking funny? That was my end goal.
Well, you're hilarious. And in the spirit of Boss Ladies, are there any influential women that have really helped shape y'all's careers personally or professionally?
Yes, Missy Greenberg. She did. I mean, she really did. Just as a woman, I really wanted to work for a female director. I really did, and it was so refreshing to be able to talk to her and get direction from her. That was so personal, and yeah. So yes.
I didn't pay her to say that.
Can you, Missy, tell us some inspirational women that have come across your path to make you the storyteller that you are today?
Oh gosh. I think stepping onto the Gross Ranch property and meeting Barbara Morgan, and then also just women who are creatives like me or who want to work on that side of their life. And a lot of them I met at Ghost Ranch, hosted by Austin Film Festival. But I'm friends with most of them to this day, and they've read a lot of my scripts, and they've given me feedback, whether I like it or not, and that to me is invaluable.
For sure. Thank you. Jordan?
I would like to say also Missy Greenberg. And she did not pay me to say that. We're just really, yeah. But I mean, it's true. It's true. I think like what Tanya said, I really wanted to work on a set that had a lot of women that were working on it, because you don't see that, especially in Los Angeles, even to this day. I think it's something that's continuing to develop. And it was great being on a project that had a female director who had also written it, but then had written these characters that kind of were embodying, I think, also what we need in the industry right now.
For sure. Thank you, girls, so much for taking the time to give me a little bit of the magic that goes behind bringing these projects to life, and for doing this work, because honestly, Missy, I really resonate with this. I think young women and women everywhere need to be able to take that power and not ask anybody for permission for the things they want to do. So thank you for not asking permission, writing this movie and bringing it to life, and having these great ladies with you.
Thank you so much for having us.
This is Boss Ladies on the Record. This is Lucia with Boss Ladies on the Record, and this is Slut in Training, a film by Missy Greenberg.
This is Missy Greenberg. I'm writer and director for Slut in Training, playing at Austin Film Festival, and I'm here with Boss Ladies on the Record. Thank you for having me.
I am Tanya Ross with Boss Ladies on the Record, talking about the film Slut in Training by Missy Greenberg.
I'm Jordan Carlson, here with Boss Ladies on the Record, and we're talking about the film Slut in Training by Missy Greenberg, which is playing at the Austin Film Festival.